Welcome to a brief introduction to our financial reporting dashboard. And in this brief introduction, we'll give you an overview of the navigation and some basics in terms of what the data can actually do. But beginning up here in the upper left-hand corner, we would brand this as either an OEM or group of dealers. For the most part, there are classifications of dealers by group, by product category, so you can compare apples to apples. So when you mouse over this and you click on gold dealers, for example, it's going to pull out just the gold dealers that meet a certain ranking criteria. Likewise, platinum dealers might be this group. Or if you want to compare two different groups, you can highlight these, and they're essentially going to be pulled forth here, and that way you're always comparing apples to apples. Likewise, a dealer code identifier here. You might have a dealer code that you work off of. You can also come up here and search by dealer code. Any kind of identifying information that makes sense for whatever your classifications are. You would simply enter that, and this dealer number here is pulled up. So a brief look, let's go ahead and refresh here in terms of how the data can actually be used. We've preloaded percent margins for the purpose of grouping best performing dealers. So whereas you might view this best practice margin here, if you simply highlight that, that's going to pull out dealer 17 in our example, and then look at his financial performance based along some preloaded product categories. If you just want to look at two different product categories, you'll be able to highlight those, and that will reposition the data so you're only looking at those particular product categories. Let's come back up here, clear and refresh. Another great way is to take the product categories by classification. You drag over the product groups here that you want to look at, and then that will take the data and repurpose the data so it reflects only those product categories. Likewise, you might take a look at a period here. Maybe there's 4 months you want to identify instead of the full calendar year. It then pulls these 4 months together. You might take a narrower look at a particular month. We can also build in historical data. You might choose to take a look at the data by quarter, first quarter, and then that will pull the data here for January, February, and March. Likewise, the dealers over here, you can do some analysis by these dealers if they're weaker performing. That again pulls the data back up here. You're now looking at the same dealers that were in the scatter plot over here are now highlighted here by number, and you're now looking at their data. So that's just a brief overview of how the financial dashboard tool works. The limitations are literally limitless with enough feedback, and of course the science and art part of it needs to design the fields correctly up front so that all the dealers are doing the same thing. But the technology is there to do it. We'd like the opportunity to introduce this concept to you personally. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call. Thanks so much for your time.